G'day everyone, Alex here from Extac Australia. Today in front of me I've got the MTech 1119 or the 1119. So this is a button lock folding knife and it's on the budget as well. It's part of MTech's budget folding knife range, which I like to do videos on all the time. I think, not everyone has hundreds of dollars to spend on a knife, and I like to look at some of the options that are a little bit cheaper. That's definitely what this knife fulfills anyway. So really quickly, it's 4.25 inches closed, so very pocket friendly. So if you're new to folding knives, I'll just explain how a button lock works really quickly, but if you're an experienced knife collector, you know what it's all about, but I just want to show you how smooth it actually deploys as well. So just, simple deployment mechanism, exactly the same as most folding knives. But as you notice that there's no sort of frame lock, obviously, there's no liner lock here. Essentially, you just push down this button and the knife will release. And then once you finish pressing the button, it just locks back up again. It's really that simple. Okay, so like I mentioned, we've got this 3-inch, just a plain black coating as well. This is going to aid with rust, corrosion resistance, just weather, wear and tear, and all that stuff in general. Now, for MTech, they usually use 440 stainless steel, but in this case, they've gone with a slightly softer steel. This is 3CR13. It is a stainless steel. It's just a slightly softer material, so that means it's going to be easier to sharpen. Now, the biggest feature is obviously these fantastic gray sculpted handles. If you're curious about what they're made out of, it's aluminium, and they've got this wonderful geometric pattern, really classy look on the handle as well. Now, because it is aluminium, you do lose a little bit of grip, but they have added these geometric shapes, like I mentioned. It does kind of make up for it a little bit, but it's not quite as grippy as, say, a textured G10 handle or just an ABS or rubberized handle. So just one thing to take note about this aluminium handle, it's just the nature of this material in general. Now, before we go, one thing that I always like to look at is the pocket clip. Now, this is an extremely small pocket clip, very skinny. Let's check out the retention, and oh my goodness, this thing is just, this thing ain't going anywhere. There's an extreme amount of retention on this pocket clip, which I like to see. Despite the pocket clip being so thin, I think the retention really does make up for it. And lastly, guys, this thing is only 130 grams. The aluminium handle really helps to keep the weight down on this thing. This is a fantastic budget little folding knife. I really like this thing. It's growing on me more and more the more I look at it. Yeah, I think it's great. So if you're in the market for a budget folding knife, this is the MTech 1119 button lock gray folding knife.